What's up, everybody? It's another episode of the PG Sports Podcast. That's what I'm officially naming it now. And I just created a second podcast without even knowing it because of Corona. And today we're about to have on Gordon Hill. What's up, everybody? About to have Gordon Hill on today. Feel free to ask any questions. How's it going? Let's see, pin. What's up? But have Gordon Hill on and talk about, pretty much anything. His career. Now he's doing photography. My shirt is looking sideways for some reason. Okay. What's up, Jeff? Oh, shoot. Oh, no. There we go. Jeff, about to have Gordon Hill on today. Maybe it's your cousin. What's up, AB? What's up, Akeem? What's up, C Boxing Info? You like that, Jeff? Oh, man. That was funny. Let's see. About to have your boy Gordon on. What's up, Pete? What's up, Visual Collection? Yeah, how you guys been? During Corona? I don't know if you guys hear that, but I guess they're singing Happy Birthday next door. Call you back.
For what?
I'm on live. I'll call you back.
Bye.
Yeah. Dude, hope you're safe. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully you are. Sue, where you at now, actually? I think you were in Cali last time. What's up, Sam? What's up, Gordon? There we go. Get Gordon in now. Go live. See, we're good. What's up, Gordon?
What's going on, man?
How's it going?
Chilling, looking out the window. Nah, I'm playing. Nah, no lie though. We out here.
Where you at? You in New Jersey?
I'm in Jersey, man. Yeah, South Jersey. Yep.
How you been dealing with the Corona?
Pretty good. It's been interesting because I feel like there was such this timetable of how serious people were taking it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a couple of days ago, I did go out to the field, and Andrew O'Neill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was out there. We just went and worked out. My friend Bill Belton was there, the old Penn State running back.
Yeah.
He was there, a couple of other Penn State guys, Merrimack's quarterback, or soon to be quarterback, everybody from the crib. We just all linked up, and it was dope. Obviously we had the whole 6-week thing, but yeah, we couldn't be in the house any longer, bro. Couldn't be in the house any longer. So we made that happen. That was a lot of fun. But now, even now, still people are kind of just yo, just stay inside. So since then I haven't even been really outside like that.
Yeah, I feel it.
But I just been working out in the backyard. I do have snap, I'm hitting buttons. I got the jump rope and everything right here, so I've been getting through it. And literally my whole what's the name? Camera roll was a whole bunch of workout stuff. So
Yeah.
like I've been screenshotting everybody's workout. So I've been doing them. Like yesterday I got one in. So just trying to stay consistent, man, for real.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of unknown that everybody, and I think we still don't really know yet, but
Nah,
hopefully something happens in a good way.
nah, for sure,
Yeah.
bro. For sure. I tweeted earlier, I was like, I'm happy it's just sunny today. Like
Yeah, I saw that.
yesterday, yeah, yesterday was
Yo,
weird.
yesterday was weird. Wait, was it snowing where you were, or like hailing?
Nah.
It's
What's up?
I looked outside and it was like hailing. And I was like, yo, what? We haven't got snow all winter.
Nah, I know some people did get some snow, but nah, it was just raining all day, yesterday. But yeah, man, I'm adjusting. I'll say that I'm adjusting.
Yeah.
For somebody who's always on the move, this is different, but it is what it is. We gotta make the best of it.
Yeah, you taking some pictures of your house, inside your house?
Yo, honestly, no. I just have so many pictures that I don't post. Like I used to. Okay, when I first got into photography, I used to always hear photographers talk about like
Mm-hmm.
um, only only really sharing like 10% of what they shoot, and that's so true. Like you
True.
guys never see, in all seriousness, like anything compared to what we shoot. You probably do see about 5 to 10% of what I shoot. So that being said, I have so much stuff still just on my laptop that I either have to edit or I have to just do something with. Whether I gotta put it like on a hard drive or whatever it may be. But like today, I just threw some stuff up of I was at Polar Plunge
Mm-hmm.
during New Year's, and this couple just randomly got married. I don't even know them. I just pulled up and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take these pictures," and I ended up sending it to them. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I just have so much stuff, so I haven't really had to. I've really been in the crib. I'm literally in just studying, man. Just
There you go.
literally, that's it. So I'm almost done for the day. So
What are you
it's been
studying?
for my Series 65
Mm-hmm.
securities license. So yeah, bro, it's been solid though. It's been solid.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at myself because you know when you're younger and you get a book and you're
Yeah.
like, yo, this book is 500 something pages. Like when I first got it.
You look at the back first, you're like, oh.
Yeah, but you know what though? But you know what? I'm already through like the first 100 already, and I'm like, all right, bro. Like you just get through it. You just get through it. So we're older now. You can't have that mindset. So, Matt, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much where most of my focus has been going. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it a couple weeks ago. And I'm not even a photographer, and I have pictures that people haven't seen either. The same thing, like you said.
Right.
And I've been actually marking them because sometimes I forget which ones I even used or posted because I want to like use all of them because they're like the final versions.
Right. Exactly.
So I know I'm sure you have like a million that aren't the quote unquote final version. So that's why it's like crazy.
Bro.
Like
So,
I can't even imagine what your folders look like.
yeah, bro. Hard drive. My hard
Yeah.
drive. I don't even know where it's at. It's probably in my bag, but yeah, my hard drive is filled. That's literally all I have. Is a whole bunch of stuff that a lot of people haven't even seen. Like I said, I only share like 10%. So, but yeah, man, I kind of have been going through it a lot though. Kind of organizing a lot of stuff. So, what's good with you though? How's it been up that way?
It's been all right. Yeah, I think. I mean, obviously New York City is kind of close to me, so it kind of just like Corona kind of just kept on creeping closer and closer
For
because
sure.
it was coming from Stanford. So yeah, I don't know. It's been pretty cool. I mean, I'm pretty much used to staying at home because I mean I work from home and stuff. So
Right.
so yeah. So what's up, Rick?
Hawk got the jokes. Hawk knows what's good with the Lacey's though.
Uh,
For real, man.
what's that? What's that mean?
I'm gonna show you. Matter of fact, we got time, bro.
Yeah, we got a lot of time.
Let me put everybody on.
That's what I tweeted yesterday. I was like, yo, you got time now. Like people ever said, yo, I don't got time to do X, Y, and Z. I don't have time to work on my side hustle. I don't got time to whatever. Like, yeah,
Nah,
you
bro.
got time now.
All right, so this is what the Lacey's are that Hawk's talking about. So this right here, this is a hard drive, but like these ones specifically, yo, these ones are the best. Like, just if you
Is
see
that
the
like a
hard
waterproof
drive,
one?
nah, it's not. I don't know. I don't listen. Just know that the Lacey's are the one. Hawk knows that they're just the most efficient, the most user friendly. They're not super expensive, and this is 1 terabyte, but I know they make like 2 terabytes. I think 8 terabytes. I think Hawk has like a couple 8 terabyte ones. I think he just recently got, and they're making them smaller too.
Yeah.
So this is an older model. I probably got this like 2014, but there's smaller ones than even this. So, but they're solid though for sure.
That's what the thing that makes me mad is like, yo, why can't they just put it into the computer? And then they try to sell the computer for like $5K, but like you could go buy the thing for like 100.
Listen,
Yeah, I know, you know.
yeah, that's how I go, bro. That's how it goes.
Maybe I'll start watching some YouTube tutorials how to open up the laptop and throw a new hard drive in. I mean, a new what should I call it?
Nah, for sure.
Storage.
How have you been dealing with no sports?
All right, so it's gonna kind of sound weird, but I don't really watch sports as much as I used to. So
Me either.
I don't watch TV. I don't have cable. So I moved like 3 years ago. So I never got cable because like, so I don't even really watch TV. So that's kind of weird, but it's kind of normal. But the only thing that's not normal is like usually I'm always looking. I'm sure the same with you. Like I see the highlights and stuff, which are dope on social media.
Nah, for sure.
Or some of the big happens.
It's
like,
yeah.
It's like you don't even need to watch the game to like, yo, I still could tell you who's the top players in the leagues. Like I don't need to watch it.
Right. Like I don't watch women's basketball, but I know that the girl from Oregon is she's the one. Like I'm already with you. That's exactly how it goes. And not everything is so instant. Like the turnaround time on some of the stuff that the media teams have, man, especially at like the pro level or like the Power 5 schools, bro, it's crazy. Like I know a lot of my friends who work at NFL Film, shout out Court, and I know like he's literally in the trucks during like the Super Bowl or any NFL game. Mm-hmm. It's literally the shooters have something attached to them. The shooters being the photographer have something attached to them that instantly sends the pictures to the trucks, and then there's the editors literally edited in real time. So Cam Newton, dang, that's a tough subject right now. But Cam, like let's say Cam makes a play, right? That's why they can put it on Twitter within 5 minutes because it's chopped instantly, you know, whether it's a picture or whether it's whatever it may be. But that's how it's being done. So, but yeah, bro.
Yeah, Hawk said they got the 4 terabyte one for $120 at Best Buy.
Yeah, that thing is that's a great. I think I got that one because memories get cheap, bro.
You know, it's so funny because like I remember like say when we were in college, those things were like crazy amount of money, or it was like $100 for like not even a terabyte, like 256 gigs.
Right. Matt just got a question. What's the next move? I'm definitely gonna be doing photography. But as far as like I guess an actual profession or career, financial planning will be one of the things definitely moving forward. So which I think you're in finance, Matt, if I'm not mistaken. I think you are, or maybe
I want to agree with that. I think he is too.
yeah, I think so. But so definitely hit me. You got my number. Definitely hit me for sure.
Going back to the instant tweeting and stuff. Actually, I do some freelance stuff for the Yes Network.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's actually like a program that like I was clipping the clips and then tweeting it out for them. So it is pretty crazy. Like, Rick said, are you still coaching?
Nah, Rick. So my last day technically was the 19th of January. Yeah, it was time. It was time. I knew going into it personally that I wanted to do it for. I talked to Coach Cook, you know Cook, I told him, look, I'm gonna give you 2 to 3 years, feel it out, see how I like it, and if I feel like that's what I want to do long term, then that's what I'm gonna do long term for sure. Year 3 was last year, and basically I tell a lot of people this story. This is kind of important to understand. Like, I feel like the league messed me up in a good way, because what happens is you get exposed to having so much free time, and so much freedom, one, financially, but two, more so just from a time standpoint. And you're allowed to have other, not allowed to, but you can really dive into other interests. So with that being said, I knew when I was coaching, all my time was gone. And a lot of people, I don't think too many people, I had this conversation with some people, but I don't think people realize how like humbling it is to go from like the league to like being a GA. Specifically from a financial standpoint first, and then two, you have to think about time wise, because I can get into the facility at 6 a.m. and be done at like 2, let's say, right? We had practice, lift, additional film, and then you bring your iPad back to your crib anyway, so you're still working, whether it's like I said on the field stuff or whatever it may be. So like that's a full day, that's 8 hours right there. That being said, when you go to coaching, especially at the bottom, being a GA, it's like I'm in at 6, I don't leave until 8, and that's an early night. So that was real, but like y'all, but the people who know me, like really, really know me, like, no, it is what it is. That's life is literally the title of my book, y'all. Like that's life. Like I can't trip, and that's how I really looked at the whole. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But that's literally how I looked at it. Like you can't trip off anything like that. So,
Rick said, "No,
yeah,
baby."
yeah. Who's this?
Uh,
Ask a question. What team?
Sam said, "What team did you coach?"
I was a DB coach at Sacred Heart University, which was my alma
mater. He's from Canada, so.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yo, what part of Canada?
I forget.
Well, because I need to get out there. I have a couple friends that play in the CFL, and actually one just won the championship this year.
With the Blue Bombers.
Yeah, she did. He's from we both had the same agent, and we met each other. He's actually from Philly.
Word.
Yeah, he's actually from Philly, but we met at the first event we had. Oh, East Coast. All right, word. I'm a free spirit, and I need my space. But yeah, so we basically we linked up there, and now I know he's in the CFL. He was jumping around in the NFL, and he's out there. But I want to hit Toronto. I want to hit Montreal. I just met some girls from Montreal. They were from Toronto. And they were mad cool. Everybody I met from up there is really cool. So definitely.
Yeah, I was supposed to be going to Montreal actually for a bachelor party in May, but I don't know if that's happening now. So
yeah, man.
Probably going. I mean, April's canceled, so.
Yeah, I was supposed to, myself and Andrew O'Neill. You know O'Neill.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go to Rick. Yeah, like Rick been in the mix. He been in Toronto. But we were supposed to do a road trip, and we were gonna go visit actually Coach Butters. But we were gonna fly to Atlanta. We did book the flights for that. Called him for the low. Go to Atlanta. Then we were gonna go take a road trip to oh man, why am I forgetting it now? Savannah, and then we were going to go to Charleston. From Charleston, we were going to go to Raleigh, and in Raleigh, we were going to visit Coach Butters at Campbell. We were going to visit Matt Alalia. You remember Matt Alalia?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to go visit Matt, and then also we're going to visit. I don't know if you know him. He's from Jersey. Matt Rodriguez. He was a strength and conditioning coach for Sacred Heart football. I think the year right after I left. So we're gonna go visit all of them, and then I was gonna link with some of my photography friends out that way that I never met in person really. Yeah. But like that's how the photography world is. Like you just link with people when you travel and you go different places. So
yeah, actually up here there one kid that I knew was doing I think he called the photo plug, and you just have everyone meet up at a certain spot, like a certain time, like everyone in Connecticut or New York, whatever, and then
exactly.
So it's pretty cool.
Sean, what's up, bro? But yeah, man. So that was the plan, but everything got canceled. I got some stuff in May. I was supposed to go to the West Coast. I don't know if that's still in the mix or not. Kind of just being patient with that, as far as the purchasing the flights. But from what I understand, is if you purchase the flights before March, then basically they'll give you like travel insurance and stuff like that, and you should be able to get at least credited, if not refunded whatever you paid. So
yeah, for sure. What about what was it like going from like a player to a coach?
You talking about specifically from like a Sacred Heart standpoint, or like kind of from being in the league and then like
going back to Sacred Heart, since you already knew everything about there, and then because it must have felt different because when you went back. You
Yeah,
were
so
like a coach.
a lot of okay. So basically, what happened there was,
Hold up. Was there any of your former teammates still on the team?
yeah, there
Okay,
were.
yeah.
There were. So for me, what was interesting was obviously Coach Nova was still there,
Mhm.
Coach Gardner, Cook, Coach Gunny. I think that was it. I think that's all of them that were all there that were coaching me at the time. But with that being said, it was interesting because one, I did play with Andrew O'Neal, Kevin Duke, um, who am I forgetting, man? There's a couple guys. I'm just
Yeah.
forgetting off the top of my head, but there was probably about 8 of them. I think OC was there the first year I was coaching. Um, so it was interesting. I obviously, as far as like boundaries go, like it was that player coach relationship. And then another thing for me was I wanted the people that didn't play with me. Like my rule basically was, look, if you didn't play with me, don't call me G.
Yeah.
But like, and like Kev, O'Neal, those guys, OC, like they can call me G. They know
Yeah.
they've been on the field with me.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
went out to a party together. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, they knew me. They knew me before coaching. So it was okay for them to call me that. Where the younger guys, I'm like, yo, I don't know you like that. Like I know who you are because I followed the team still, but
Yeah.
I'm Coach G to you. Like,
Yeah.
don't get twisted. And I would correct them all the time, and they got it probably more so the middle of year 2. Definitely,
Yeah.
middle year 2 was kind of that moment. As far as the biggest thing that was different for me, in my opinion, was the player. I'm sorry, was the the relationship within the other coaches. So Coach Gardner and Coach Cook to me are like brothers. Like those are my big brothers. Like that's straight up. I can call them whenever. Like Coach Gardner's birthday just passed. He called me. He had Grace on the phone, like talking to her on FaceTime. His daughter, like that's family. Um, and then Cook, I talked to Cook this morning. Like I sent him a text. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, with that being said, like that felt seamless. Those relationships, it didn't even feel any different. It was just like, yo, they're still both of them are both still big bro, and they always look out for me. And with Coach Nove, it was a little different.
Mhm.
Not in a bad way though.
Yeah.
If anything, the other coaches looked at me as the golden child, and that was just the reality of it. Like all jokes aside, like they would
Mhm.
even say like, "Gee, you can't do any wrong," and I couldn't. And that is the reality. But at the same time, none of them were players when he just became the head coach, and he was successful as a coach, and we were successful as a team.
Mhm.
So it wasn't my fault necessarily that we had the success we had when he just got the head coaching job. Um, so yes, one coach could do something that I did, and they'd get yelled at.
Yeah.
Was it necessary? And I'm not talking about like what you think. It wasn't like the end of the world yelled at, but he'd say
Yeah.
something where he'd like, oh, you good, G, no worries, like, like you're good. And somebody who's like very self-aware, I mean, not sometimes, most of the time I'd be like, and I had this talk with him my last year, and this is some behind closed doors. It's not bad, but um, I had this talk with him behind closed doors and was just like, yo, you have to treat me the same way. You can't treat me differently. I know you want to, and I know it in your heart. Like you do probably look at me differently than them, but like I'm older now, right?
Yeah.
2, I've been through so many experiences in life. Like if you need to snap on me in front of everybody, yo, snap on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to
Yeah.
do
No, I
that
feel you.
because I don't want to be treated I don't want to be treated differently by the other coaches, you know. And they're all older. They got kids. Like they're grown
Mhm.
men. I'm the youngest on the staff. Now they respected me, but I don't want that to mess up a relationship. So um, we did have that talk, and like there was one time towards the end of my this year, um, this most recent year where he like did get on me in front of everybody, and I was happy. Like, and we had our conversation a month or 2 prior. I was so happy he got on me, and I'm like, yo, thank you, like
Yeah.
thank you for treating me the same way, and I handled what I had to handle. But yeah, that was the thing where like if I did something, I would never get yelled at, and then if somebody else did something similar, he'd be like, "What are y'all doing?" And I'm like, "Dang!" So I would sometimes even go to those guys like, "Yo, don't even trip. Like I'm gonna help you. Make sure they were good, you know." Because I felt like regardless of how well I knew the game, I was new to coaching, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I came in with crazy humility, and like everybody, all the older guys, I'm like, look, I don't care how far you made it in the sport. Like, you've been coaching for 10 years. I'm new to this. So I always gave them like the utmost respect, as you should with anything, I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I always would do. I always would be, you know, asking people questions, and if they need help, like I'm the young one on the staff. Like, ask me. I'm sorry, you know, use me if you need something. If you're like, gee, can you go, you know, go get this? I would go. I didn't feel like the, you know, bottom of the barrel type. Nah, that's not even my mindset with like life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if somebody needed something done, I'd be like, yo, I got it. You don't need me to go here? Bet, say no more. I got it.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And that's how I kind of took that whole experience.
Yeah, I kind of sort of can relate because like out of high school, I mean out of college, like right before, right after graduation, like I started substitute teaching, so I went back to my high school. So
Right.
it's kind of weird. Like I'm only 22, and then it's like my teachers are like now my peers, I guess you'd say.
Right.
So
Right.
so I kind of feel you on that stuff. So it was kind of weird to, or like they would tell me like, yo, don't call me Mr. whatever, like call me like,
Yeah.
I've been like, I
Oh,
can't do it.
I always do that. I always do that. E, what's up? Nick, what's up?
But yeah, no, but that's dope that you told the younger kids too, because like I could see it happening if you let them call you G, and then they think like you're like not a kid, but like let them think that, then they be acting up and like not
Right.
thinking you're, yeah. So I
Right.
totally get it.
Another thing that I think was for me, for even the people who may have, even if they were joking with me, I never had problems with players like
Yeah,
in
yeah,
terms of disciplinary stuff. Like, they pretty much always listen to me. So, but if somebody ever did try me, which happened, like not in the physical sense, never that, but if, you know, kids are kids. I was that person once too, where
yeah.
I joke and be like, "Oh, you ain't like that. Like you don't got it anymore." I
Yo,
still did. You know what I'm saying? If
wait. Did you put the pads on?
No. No, but I literally at practice. No, but at practice, I literally had cleats on, and I was literally on the field. And if there are any players in here, I think I seen Salam in here. Like, he'll tell you, like, I literally would be on the film. Like, I can go pull up film from practice of me making the play instead of the players.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I'd be like, "Yo, I'm teaching you the same things that I was doing." So I sometimes, which is probably the hardest to kind of sidetrack, but like the hardest part of coaching from somebody who, I'm not trying to gas myself, but I could play a little bit. Um, when somebody's maybe not as talented or as athletic or whatever the case may be, or the combination of both, it's sometimes hard to coach them because
Mm-hmm.
you're like, all you got to do is just plant your
Yeah,
left leg and get vertical.
yeah.
And they're like looking at you like, no, I can't do that, or they're just not as fast as you. So that was probably the toughest thing. But as far as somebody trying to play me, I'm like, bro, you can't even do what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it wasn't even a pride thing. It was just like, really, bro?
yeah,
Like, I'm 24, 25. Like, that's when people hit their prime in like the league.
yeah.
Like, I'm still working out with y'all. I'm still out. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't play with me. Don't play with me. So
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing. But it was a fun experience. I'm very thankful for it. And like I said, it was extremely humbling coming from where I was coming from, to kind of put everything not on pause, but like really slow me down from in terms of like life, and just kind of have a different perspective on things.
Yeah, I could sort of relate to when you're saying like you're like I couldn't teach them it. Like sometimes like I don't even think about like say like somebody asked me how I did something like on the computer, and then I just tell them, but then
Right.
they're like, but I forget all these other steps that I did to get to the final product, and I don't
Right.
like explain it because I think people know it already, and then I'm thinking, so then sometimes I'm like, all right, wait, I'm more valuable sometimes than I think because like I think it's easy, but I just been doing it, so it's like.
Exactly. Hey,
But
yeah.
it's like trying to yell at a kid that for not being the
Yeah.
fastest I am.
Right. Like, it's not even right. It's not even his fault, man. So, and I understood that. So that's why. And that's another thing you want to talk about. Rick just brought up a good point, like yelling at him. I never yelled at any of them, in all
Yeah.
seriousness. I never would, because the way I looked at it, one, some people don't even, they can't respond to that. you know. And
Yeah.
no disrespect to anybody, T, what's up? To anybody, to any of the kids who are younger than me now, is like a lot of kids they'll almost crumble because I think the way they're kind of being brought up.
Yeah.
And I've had this conversation with coaches that are 60 years old, even 70 years old that are retired. But
Yeah.
I've also talked to coaches who are just getting into any sport, basketball, football, soccer. I think the parents, to be completely honest, they're a lot more protective of their kids when they're younger.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is they never seem as though they're in the wrong. So when a coach actually wants to coach them hard, um, they look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
And I I never yelled at my guys because I was aware of those, kind of how that thought process. But at the same time, I was the type of coach that was like the parent that just said like I'm disappointed in you. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
yell. I'd just be like, I literally just like, okay, so on this play, what were you thinking here? That's like
Yeah.
how.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they look crazy, I don't
Yeah.
even yell. It's like you got to think about this. Like this is
Yeah.
on like you got to sleep with this, bro.
Yeah.
Um, so that's kind of how I approach the entire thing. But yeah, it long term as I have conversations with the people I coach, a lot of them are like, yo, I was very thankful for you because just your what's the term? How I took look, I took a lot of what they saw into consideration. I was never the person like do it my way or the highway. Like, nah, never that. I'm
Yeah.
like, look, you're on the field, like players play. I'm a big advocate of that. Like players play. You can definitely see something that I'm not seeing. I'm gonna give my input, but like at the end of the day, if you're more comfortable with it, hey, let's rock. So I think they really respected that. But like I said, I'll definitely advise,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all you can do at the end of the day. Like I say, players play, baby. Like, because give y'all another insight, like Matt would probably appreciate this, because he was always at our games. Uh, Coach Butters a lot of times, right? Or matter of fact, Ricky. Well, not Ricky played offense, but a lot of times defensively, when I was playing, we would just like change the play
Mm-hmm.
completely, like the entire play. Like Dennis and I, we were yeah, Dan, you lived with Dennis. We would completely change the entire play. If we didn't like it as safeties, we like, nah, just go man. We just run orange. Our corners are very good. We just lock up, and that was the end. Like we didn't care what coach was called. Like we just because we trusted each other, and we had a lot of open, honest communication in terms of like, look, what am I capable of? Where are you comfortable? What you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a lot of that, and we knew, look, if we could play, man, we had JD, Press, Steph, like Church. We were like, yo, whatever we need, we got it, and we would just play man a lot of times because we could, and it
Yeah.
worked. It worked. It worked more often
Yeah.
than not. So, but
Hey,
yeah.
going back to the wait, have you seen Last Chance U?
So last chance you, I seen the first season. I'm not a big fan of that show, kind of because I kind of just said it. Like I'm not a yeller. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't do it for me. I do know like players are fighting coaches and all types of.
Yeah.
I know that goes on. Like I'm aware of it, but I didn't watch season 2. I think they're on season 3 now.
They're about to be on. No, they're about to be on season 5 now, I think.
Yeah, so I've only seen season 1, and that was the only one I watched. After that, I couldn't get into it, man. I'm like, it's too just exaggerated in my opinion. Like they know there's cameras there, but they also do stuff that shows me that they don't care the cameras there. So
Yeah.
it's a little both, but that's not it to me, man. That's
Well,
not it.
so my point about it was I remember like so the coaches were getting backlash for
Yeah,
yelling, right? So then
right,
I texted like a bunch of people from Sig Heart and I said, "Yo, was this bad?" Like, because like he was getting like torn apart on social media, and
right.
then they were like, "Nah, like he's not even bad." Like they were like, "Yo, people are way worse that I had coaching." So that's why it was just like it was kind of annoying because like you said, like parents are probably watching it and they were like, "What the hell is this? Like I don't want to send my
Right,
kid to this."
right.
But it's
Yeah,
like I think it's like a thing though that like when they say keep it in the locker room.
right. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, man. It's a tough profession for sure. Just because if you really think about it, your job security, especially at the higher levels, any sport, basketball, football, soccer, whatever it may be, baseball, your job security is based on the backs and the performance of 18 to 21-year-old kids.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of times I had this conversation very early on my freshman year. Coach Wiss had spoke with me and he said, we were like 0-2 at the time, or maybe 0-3. And he's like, yo, he sat us down and he was the yeller when he needed to be, but more so he was very calm, at least in my opinion. And he was like, yo, I'm not yelling at y'all because I want to yell at you. I'm yelling at you because your performance determines like if I feed my family, like if my kid, like he didn't have any young kids, but like let's just think about somebody who had like a 1-year-old or 2-year-old, and this is real. This happens.
Yeah.
If you guys don't perform well, like I get fired. So I'm not yelling at you because I want to yell at you just because it's personal. I'm yelling at you because I have a 2-year-old daughter or a 1-year-old daughter that like needs food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when like it's broken down that way, so I think to a lot of kids, then I think they understand, okay, yo, this person means no harm whatsoever. Like they just want us to be the best we can be to perform come game day. So yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's definitely
I mean, that's some deep, real stuff right there.
yeah, but and that's how I thought about it, and even to go to how when I was coaching, and I had this talk with my DBs. I even broke it down to them that when I started coaching, what was hurting me the most wasn't even their performance if we lost. What would hurt me was seeing Coach Cook upset and Gardner upset after me knowing and seeing how much work they put in every single week. So when we would lose and I'd see people not do what I know what was in the game plan, I would a lot of times go to the players and say, yo, I'm not even mad at y'all because you did this wrong, that wrong, whatever it may be. What makes me upset is seeing people that I love hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and like, that's just how I look at, like I said, that's how I look at it. So when I see Cook so upset, and he has a short memory, trust me. But like Gardner, he might hold on to it a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see him sometimes, and I'm like, yo, Coach G's hurt right now. I'd be so mad at the offensive players. I'm like, yo, square up, bro. Because like, that's like my mom being a coach.
Yeah.
Not literally, obviously.
Yeah.
But like,
No, I know what you're saying.
that's the same light, though.
Yeah.
It's like, well, somebody I love, y'all hurting this person. So that hurts me to see that. And so sometimes I'll be like, yo, y'all got to get it together, bro. Like, forget the team for a second. Think about the humans that are involved here.
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it whenever I played at any level, any sport.
For sure. Tell me about this picture. Were you surprised that I still had it?
Yes, very surprised that you still had it. That's 18-year-old me. That's 18-year-old me. Wow. Yeah.
The old locker room.
Yes, that's the old locker room for sure. You know who took this picture actually?
Who took it? I don't know.
Alex took it.
Hey.
Yeah, Alex took it. I think it was just him and I. We might have just worked out or watched film or something, and he just had to grab something. So, and I think I just got that hat.
Yeah.
Like, just got it. And I was like, and I wanted it for a minute. I remember I was like, yo, let's go. I finally got one. And I had the beats on. You know, beats were popping back then. So, yeah, I was just kicking it. And he just snapped the picture. And that picture, I think, was like my profile picture on probably like MySpace or something, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, outside of my roommates, I think you're one of the first people to rock it. So I definitely appreciate you for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, no, I definitely had that hat like all the time. I had it on all the time,
bro. And that going back to like hard drives and stuff, bro. Because I remember, before iPhones, I used to have the stuff, and I have like all the old files somehow on my computer from like my old phones.
Yeah,
like I was like, or actually I did have an iPhone, but I remember freshman year I didn't have an iPhone, which is funny. You still have the jersey hanging up in your room.
Oh yeah,
right
I have them. Let's see. I got you. I'll flip the camera for y'all. I got this the two college jerseys right here, and then the NFL jersey is in the basement. It's kind of it's far. I'm not gonna go all the way down there, but it's in the house though.
Did you get you keep the shoe helmet too?
Nah, I didn't keep the helmet. But what I'm excited for though is I am excited for getting the new jersey. So like the gray jerseys that Sacred Heart has now.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get that one. Once they're done with that, I already worked that out. You know what I'm saying? So anybody listening, I can't vouch for you. Like, we got a contract. I don't know.
Wait,
I
did you
don't
wear
know.
that? Did you get to wear that one senior year, or that wasn't there yet?
Yeah. The gray jerseys.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't get to wear it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter. Like, I'm getting all of them. I'm getting all of them.
The gray ones are fire.
I'm getting the gray one. I'm getting the USA,
Yeah.
American flag ones. I'm getting all those. 28. Matter of fact, I think John Sam, I think, stole my practice jersey. I swear, yo.
28?
Yes, because he was 28 before me.
Yeah.
Then they gave me my sophomore year this crazy looking jersey. Like, it was practice jersey.
Oh yeah, didn't you wear 27 though in the practice one?
In practice.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
you remember that. I wore
Yeah.
27. And I also wore 7. My junior and senior year, I wore 7 at practice because, and I'll be completely honest, Tyrann Mathieu was like my favorite. Well, Patrick Peterson and Tyrann Mathieu were my favorite DBs in college. So I wore 7 because of them. And during practice, that's what I had on every single day, 7. And coach was cool with it, so I was cool with it. But yeah, I think he did. I gotta ask him about that, but because it just went missing. Like, after my freshman year, it wasn't there anymore. So, but yeah, I had those 2. But I definitely want to add those other jerseys. I probably about, like, when I'm 30, I probably have like 6 of them. Like, I'm getting all of them, bro. I'm getting all of them. My other thing I'm working on is getting the Sacred Heart lacrosse jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Sacred Heart lacrosse jersey. I talked to our equipment manager. He's gonna get because, like, you know how, like, these jerseys have, like, the C on it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get the C on it, the captain, with the hockey though. That's
Yo,
tough.
that's what I was about to say. Yo, you got to get the hockey one.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting.
Oh
that
yeah.
with the C.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
what's his name? Actually, just signed today with. I don't know how they're signing players, but he just signed with the Carolina Hurricane. Jason Kahn.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
You know who I'm excited to get is what's the name's jersey? Baseball. Oh my gosh.
You still got the Mike Trout one?
I got the Mike Trout.
Yeah, you've been rocking that.
Bro.
You've been rocking that.
Yeah, bro. Why am I forgetting his name right now? From Sacred Heart. Oh man.
Zach Short.
Zach's, yes. I'm excited to get his jersey. Kind of looked at I follow all the Sacred Heart guys, bro.
Yeah.
But and like I said, I only had the South Jersey guys jerseys. Like, I have the Trout. The Trout is actually in the cleaners right now because I wore it the other day. But matter of fact, this is my favorite jersey I probably have, and like, my people don't even know who this is.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Yo, and
he went to Villanova.
Exactly, bro. The GOAT. Like, he was the GOAT at Nova. He won a national championship.
I think he's on the Padres now.
Nah, he's not on the Padres anymore. Crazy story. Matt and I, because we actually know each other now. But crazy story. So Matt Caesar and I wish we could do a 3-way to have him in here, because I know he would get on, yo.
I think Instagram's thinking of that next, because now with the Corona and mad people are going live now, like, every day. I don't know if you've seen it on your page, but I don't know. A lot of people have been going live now.
Yeah, nah, for sure. But yo, so Matt is from South Jersey. He from Lower Cape May. And he was a beast growing up. That being said, he went to Nova. They won the national championship in football, and I just looked up to him. Like, he was one of the people I always looked up to. But he went pro in baseball. That being said, he won the World Series with the Cubs. But I ran into his mother-in-law and father-in-law at the Atlantic City airport. I actually was visiting Coach Gardner in Chicago when he took that year off out there. And I went and saw him play. I forget who they played, but love that stadium. That stadium's dope out there in Wrigley. And then when I landed, I had my Team USA Olympics hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends was in the Olympics and gave me a hoodie, right? So she's like, "Hey, are you an athlete?" Mind you, I'm still working out. Like, I was still in shape. And she was like, "Are you an Olympic team?" I was like, "Nah." Like, I was like, "I used to play ball for the Chargers, but, like, nah, I'm just out here now, like, in the streets." But that being said, she was like, "Oh, what do you play?" I was like, "I'll play football." And then, we started that conversation, and then I I forget how it happened, but she's like, "Oh, my son-in-law plays for the Cubs." And I'm like, "Who?" But I'm already knowing who it was because
Yeah.
why else is she in Atlantic City, you know? So I'm like, "Are you talking about Matt Caesar?" And she was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I have his jersey in my suitcase. Like, wait till it comes out, and I'm gonna show you." She didn't believe me. She's like, "There's no way you have his jersey because he wasn't a big time player,
Yeah.
you know." So when I pulled the jersey out, she was so happy, yo. She was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like she started crying.
Did you get
Bro.
that customized?
Nah, bro. Like you could buy it. Listen, bro. That's what I'm saying. I need all of them. I need all the South Jersey players. I have that one, and I have, like I said, I got the Trout, obviously. Then you got the Met. Then you got the Todd Frazier. The Todd Frazier's right here. I
Oh,
got
word.
that. But he keeps getting traded. I told him. I said, bro, you got to stop getting traded, bro. Because you've been on 5 different teams in 5 years. I can't keep buying these jerseys. but nah. But Zach's. I definitely am excited to get Zach's new jersey. Matt is actually on the Phillies now.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I just looked up.
He signed with the. He signed. Technically, he's on AAA, but they are bringing him to summer camp, which was right now. So I don't know how. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, I'm excited for him. I hope he makes the team. I definitely want to get his jersey because that's the home team for me. So I go check a whole bunch of games out. And then, like I said, for Zach, I really want to get his jersey. I'm really excited. And like I said, I do follow all the Sacred Heart guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And I definitely want them to be successful, man. So
Yeah, I mean,
I think who was that? Matt said Troy. I don't have Troy's jersey. I know he's.
yeah.
He pitched a couple games. I want to say he's Angels, correct?
I still need. I think he might be a free agent right now.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get
Yeah, I
his.
still need the stat because he got undrafted and made the MLB, and he's American, so that's like unheard of because there's 50 rounds a year.
Right.
So basically that means he got passed up because you're eligible your junior year. So that means he got passed up 100 times or 100 rounds.
And he still made it.
But that's what I'm saying. I still haven't found the stat. I'm gonna email like Elias, like the stat book, because like I need to know how. Because I had another player on, and he was from like the NAIA, and he made the league, and I think he was undrafted. But so I need that stat, like how many undrafted Americans made the MLB,
Got you.
because it has to be crazy low.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Matt said, "What least favorite moment from your stint in the league?" What was my favorite moment? My favorite moment. What was my favorite moment? All right, I'll probably say this. It's such a small moment, but to me, it was like pretty dope. So for anybody that doesn't know me, I'm a diehard Virginia Tech fan. Been since I've been a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and that being said, I was very quiet about me being a fan to Brandon Flowers early on, like in OTAs. Like when you first get there, you got OTAs. It's like a month long, and I didn't say anything to B-Flow. Obviously, we're in the same meeting room. We work out together. Like I'm just me. I'm just working hard, not saying much, just doing what I got to do. Right. After a while, after a month, you kind of get to know the guys, and everybody gets more comfortable. So after like that month, and he kind of got to know me, and when he would see me, he'd be like, "Yo, G, was good?" Like it's the homie at that point. I was like, "Yo, Flo." Him and I were just walking to get breakfast one morning, and he goes, I go, "Yo, I ain't tell you, Flo, but I'm a diehard Virginia Tech fan." Like straight up, I tell him, bro. And he was like, "Oh, for real?" I was like, "Yeah, bro. I didn't want to tell you early on because like that's just weird." And I'm like, "Yeah, been since I was 5 years old, man. I've been following you forever. Like you one of my favorite players." So with that being said, he was like, "Dang, you should have been told me. Like that's what's up. Like that's love." I was like, "Nah, thanks." So like next week, the next like ever since that moment, he knew that I really like admire his game. He always would show love. Like he'd be like, "Yo, G, you need to ride here. Like, are you trying to go get food or whatever it was?" Like if I needed a question answered on the field, he'd be like, "G, you got this. Like you know what we're doing." I'm like, "I got you, bro. I know." So he always looked out for me, which was love. But the coolest moment, actually, I have 2 moments from Flo that are probably my 2 favorites. The first one was the first one was our first preseason game. We're playing who do we playing the Cowboys? We're playing the Cowboys, and it's just flowing out. We're walking off the field before we all come out as a team, and he grabs me right in the tunnel, and you still can see the field. And he goes, "Yo, G, come here." I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "Yo, remember everything you did in college?" He's like, "It's just like that, bro. He's like, we just get paid more people come to see us, and that's it." He was like, "It's the same." He's like, "Just do everything you did in college the same way, bro." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "That's it. That's the secret." And I was like, "Oh, snap." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "That's it." Yo, so literally, I was like, "Oh, okay." And I mean, I did have a really good game. I graded out at 100 that game, which was pretty cool, and had my first tackle and all that. But that was the first moment. The second moment I think is cooler though. Um, this is going into week 1 of the regular season, and we're playing Detroit, right? And so we're playing Calvin Johnson, and him and I just got done a workout. We got done early, like 7 a.m. We came like the early group, him and I. So we get done our workouts, and Caitlin, what's up? And we're walking to breakfast, and he's like, "Yo, G, have you ever seen Megatron in person?" Like Calvin Johnson. I'm like, "Calvin Johnson, you?" He's like, "Nah, his name is Megatron, bro." So we grab our food and we sit down. I'm like, "Nah, I never seen him in person. Like, this will be my first time." He's like, "They call him Megatron for a reason." He's like, "He's 6'4". His reach is like past 7 feet. He has like a 40-inch vertical, the best hands in the league, and he runs a 4.3. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And this was the coolest moment. And this is probably my personal favorite. He goes, "But with all that being said, I'm Brandon Flowers." And looked me dead into my eyes and was like, he's like, "But I'm Brandon Flowers though." And I was like, "Oh my God." With that being said, for like anybody, if anybody is listening as an athlete, like you have to have that confidence, like regardless of who you're playing against, you have to remember you're you. It's not a cockiness. It's just like a reassurance of all the work and the effort and the time that you put in all these years. Like when people say, "I trained, 4 years or a year to get to this point." No, you trained from when you were 5. Like the first day you put the pads on, or first time you grabbed the bat. Like that's how long it took to get to this moment. So don't ever, discredit any of those moments. And I loved how confident he was, even towards the end of his career. He was like, he was basically saying like he has to go against me. Like, I'm a 4 or 5-time Pro Bowler, like all pro. Like I don't care who it is. And I thought that was the coolest thing. And from that moment, I took that confidence and was like, okay, like regardless of where I came from, like you gotta come correct at all times. Like you gotta keep that thing tucked on you. You feel me? Let me chill. But I'm serious. I'm serious. Like I'm joking, but I'm serious. And that was a pretty cool moment. And then what was the worst moment? Probably getting injured. That was probably the worst moment. Straight up. Yeah, that was definitely the worst moment. I don't even want to get too into it, but
Yeah, I definitely feel you on the confidence thing. Just like me, just working with athletes now, and like especially boxers, MMA, their confidence is just like unbelievable. Like I'm like, all right. I'm just gonna agree. I'm just like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Let's see it. I guess let's do it. Whatever.
Yeah, bro. Ron, what's up, man? Yeah.
No, I think it's true though. I think you gotta like pat yourself on the back sometimes.
Yeah.
Without
It's
being cocky, but like you do. Oh shit.
It's just the confidence, man. It's just confidence that like all of those guys, especially at the position. Like I personally think corner is the hardest. Who's that dude? What's up, man? I think that's the hardest position in sports. Straight up, I think cornerback in the NFL is the hardest position in sports. You have like Odell Beckham is like running at you full speed, and you gotta cover him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think people don't realize how difficult it is to play the position. Other than that, I think the only other thing would probably be in sports, maybe being like hitting a fastball, like maybe hitting a fastball from like an elite pitcher. Like it's probably one of the harder things as well. That's the only thing I can compare it to. But those two would probably be the two hardest in my opinion.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's all about doing it consistently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think Hawk said earlier, consistency, regardless of whatever it is.
Yeah, pretty much anything. Yeah. What about what I wanted to ask you? What about like shooting wise? What do you want to shoot that you haven't shot yet?
What do I want to shoot that I haven't shot yet? I definitely want to get into sports photography at the professional level.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny that this coronavirus thing hit when it hit because
Yeah.
I actually just landed my first job. I was going to get ready to shoot the Guardians. Literally, like, I think they whenever they canceled the season was like a Tuesday. I was literally shooting the game on Saturday.
Yeah, because they waited a while to cancel it, right?
Man, they were like the last one.
Because I remember people were like, "Yo, I'm still going to XFL games on Saturday. Screw it."
Yeah, I was excited. I was going to surprise my boy actually, Ryan Mueller. He actually had an interception touchdown the week before as a defensive end, which was pretty cool. But he was on the Chargers with me, and basically, what I was going to surprise him because I was going to come to that game because he's from Kansas. He lives, out there, and I was going to be like, he's like, "Yo, Jerry, you come to the game?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to come to the game." But I didn't tell him I was going to be like on the field shooting during the game. I was just going to surprise him and him be like, "Oh, snap." But yeah, I definitely want to shoot more pro sports. Soccer is something I definitely want to get into. I'm a big soccer fan. I don't know if people really know that. But I love soccer. Really football, baseball, basketball, whatever it may be. But like, I definitely want to shoot lacrosse. Like, I've been shooting at the high school level. I do got the PLL hat on right here. Shout out to all the homies from the PLL. My boy Sammy. But yeah, man. I definitely want to get into professional lacrosse as well. I'm a big fan of it. Like, I like shooting stuff that I already enjoy. If I'm gonna be there anyway, why not shoot it as well?
Yeah, PLL jerseys, fire.
Fire, yeah. I'm getting on Chan. You know Channy, right?
Yeah.
Or you know of him?
Yeah.
I'm getting on him. I was just in his office like 2 weeks ago, and he had the All-Star helmet in there. I'm gonna get the All-Star helmet off him, bro. I'm telling you. I know All-Star helmet I'm gonna get, and I'm gonna get one of his jerseys, bro. I gotta get one of his. We gotta do a jersey swap or something. We can work something out, but I'm serious,
that'd be dope.
We gotta do it. So,
yo, what
looking forward to?
What were you gonna say?
I said, nah, I'm just definitely looking forward to like the shooting pro sports soon.
Gotcha. Oh, what question would you ask me if you had a question? You have a question? Because we got like 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Okay. I would ask, with all the time that you have right now with coronavirus, what have you been able to like really isolate and pinpoint in terms of like the direction of PG Sports for the next, let's just say 2 years at least?
Well, podcast wise, I literally did 13 interviews now within the last like 7 days because now everyone's free, I guess you'd say. So that's been pretty crazy, but it's also weird because then I have to talk about coronavirus, which I do and I don't at the same time. But because then some people are like kind of like, I talked to like a G League player and he was kind of like down because obviously the season's canceled and stuff. So it's been kind of weird. But you said what I had planned for it, or
like
so yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing is kind of everything kind of came crashing down because I've been working with athletes on marketing and building their brands. So now it's like they don't want to really spend money right now. So it's like kind of like in a weird spot right now. But yeah, so basically focusing on the podcast and trying to get like sponsorship for that in the short run. Okay.
Yeah, man. Just all I'll say is, be ready to go once this thing is back up and running. This thing means
yeah, for sure. For sure.
Go, bro.
Everybody. I got the book. I got like 5 books and I haven't read them yet, but I'm gonna read it. And that's one of my goals in Corona, to read the books that I have. I literally have 5 books that I bought. I haven't read it.
Hey, I actually just bought 3 books like right before this. I had a gift card and I just I bring it myself. But hey,
I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll be talking. That's why I was disappointed too. We were supposed to go to the Copeland thing.
I know. Which we were talking about shooting pro athletes. That would have been it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, wasn't what's his? I think I seen Black Panther. Wasn't he gonna be there?
No, the dude from Power.
Okay, I thought I thought the dude from Black.
Well, I mean, shit. Who knows? Maybe he would have showed up.
No, I think he was on the list, bro.
Maybe he was. I don't know.
I think he was. That would have been dope, though.
Crazy.
That'll be dope. Hey, bro, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate your time, man.
Thank you, man. I'll be
So,
talking to you.
all right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.